The real volatility took off around 2 weeks ago in the pound. The vol in the options took off, and so the market is already starting to get worried. What was the difficulty? Just didn't go into every other market. The only market really responding to this was the bond market, and there's a lovely relationship between the 10-year US bond yield and the pound. And as the pound weakened, the US 10-year kept on looking at 170 and eventually broke it. So it's been a very slow train wreck, and I think we're going to continue that until next Thursday. But will it drop 15%? I think it's very likely that the pound could go that way. But obviously, I think the euro will go as well, but not as heavily. But it's the unintended consequences of a British vote to leave and what happens to Europe and the knock-on effects.
You know, interesting you mentioned some of the yields there. Obviously, we're seeing a lot of global debts going sub-zero to the moment. The 10-year bond, of course, in focus, sinking below zero. And of course, as you mentioned, we're watching the 10-year Treasury really closely as well. But are you surprised in the timing of the reaction? Because the market was well aware that the Brexit vote was coming. Are you surprised by the moves that we've seen in yields in the lead up to Brexit?
My own opinion at the moment, I'm not surprised with the yields done. I'm actually surprised the stock market being able to hold at its top for so long. And it was really until the polls came out on Friday that they started taking notice. My own opinion about this is that the market was too complacent and really thought a no vote would be the rational decision. While something like a referendum about to be in a club or not to be in a club has a lot more emphasis on maybe not just what the rational mind says, but actually what the heart feels. And this is a real problem. And markets, and I think fund managers do find this type of situation a little bit difficult to rationalize because they just see it in the terms of the hip pocket. Which basically the Leave vote is not voting on looking at that, is looking about sovereignty, immigration, all those things which affect other things which maybe people are willing to pay for.